Have you ever had life knock you down in that you had to start from zero? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Welcome to the anonymous Kenyan stories on Confessions of the Heart by Alice Emmy. Yeah, and guys, this story is full of lessons, things to learn, and even before I point out a few things while mentioning the story, you will be able to, you know, get 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so anyway, let's dive into this story. Have you ever had life knock you down so badly that you had to start from zero? It's a question. That's my story. One day I had everything I thought I needed: a roof over my head, a steady job, my people around me. The next, I lost it all. Wow. I had no money, no stability, nowhere to turn. That's how I found myself starting over in Nairobi with nothing but hope. So this person says, "Hi Alice, hide my ID. I used to think I was doing okay in life. I had a small job that paid my bills, friends to hang out with, and a family that believed I was on the right track. But life was a way of testing us. It started with losing my job. The company I worked for shut down, and just like that, my only source of income disappeared." First of all, let me ask you guys, what would you do if you lost your job and you don't have a plan B or a plan B or a plan A? Like, what would come in your mind? What would come in your thought if you lost your job? I thought I would find another job quickly, but weeks turned into months and nothing came through. The little saving I had vanished fast. Rent, food, helping my family before I knew it. Wow. I was being chased out of the house. I was renting because I couldn't keep up with my payments. That was my lowest moment of the life. Where. Imagine waking up one day and your house is locked. You have nowhere to sleep. You can't even change your clothes. You can't even do anything. You have been locked or even chased out of the house. What? Hey, well, let me tell you guys, people are going through shit. People are going through shit. Nile too, some of them don't even speak out, but people are going through shit. With nowhere else to go, I packed a few of my belongings into a small bag and moved to Nairobi. People say Nairobi is the city of opportunities. But what they don't say is how lonely and unforgiving it can be when you arrive with nothing. With nothing. I remember sleeping on the friend's floor for weeks, eating one meal a day just to stretch a little money I had left. During the day, I would walk around the streets of Nairobi, moving from office to office, leaving my CV and praying someone would give me a chance. Let me tell you guys, they usually say, and I think this is true, it is very easy to get a job when you have one, but it's really, really hard to get a job when you don't have one. Some nights I cried to sleep. I kept asking God, why me? Why now? I felt invisible, forgotten, and hopeless. I would actually feel the same, and I would do the same if I was in your situation. But slowly, things began to change. One day, a stranger I met at church told me about a small customer service role. It wasn't much, but it was enough to help me stand on my feet again. I started saving little by little. I found a cheap bed sitter. I bought a mattress, then gas. Slowly, my life began to look like life again. If you lost your job, you don't, actually, this goes to people who like you're employed. If you're employed, if you lost your job, what would you do? What would you do? That is why they usually tell us, if you're working, try as much as possible to save money, however little it is. because life is so challenging. You Today life is okay, tomorrow it's upside down. Today you have, tomorrow you don't have. Today you're normal, the next day you're sick. So what I'm learning from this story is, one, like in life, expect anything anytime. That is one. Expect anything anytime. Number two, life can be okay today and then tomorrow things can change all of a sudden. But how well or capable are you? Because Nairobi, or apparently, like everything needs money. Like everything needs money. Like without money, you cannot survive. Looking back, losing everything was the most painful thing I have ever faced, but also taught me something I'll never forget. But also taught me something I will never forget. Strength is built in moments when you feel the weakest. Starting over in Nairobi showed me that no matter how bad things get, there is always a way forward. You just have to keep moving, even when it feels impossible. So if you're listening right now and you feel life has knocked you down, please remember, it is okay to start again. And also I'll say, remember, you are not alone. Okay? This is quite a different kind of a story, because it is not like something that someone is kind of going through. It is something they have gone through, but they managed to rise again. Yes, so what should we learn from this story? What we should learn from this story is that no matter what happens in life, you should always be strong. You should always kind of be positive that it is happening right now, but things will get better. Even the Bible says that there is no permanent situation. I don't know if it's in the New Testament or somewhere. Yes, there is no permanent situation. And still it says there is time for everything. There will be time for happiness, time for sadness. There will be times when you'll have the energy, then times when you feel weak. Like, there is always time for everything. But what happens if you ever found yourself in such a situation, or if you're going through such a situation whereby actually you don't have a job? I'm just talking to you. You don't have a job, you don't have money, you don't have a house where to live in. Please don't give up. Don't give up on life. Don't give up on life. That's what I can tell you. Yes, it may take long, just like I mentioned. Most times when you don't have a job, it is actually very hard to look for another job. You look for them, but it will be hard for someone to call you. You will still get, but no matter how long it takes, always remember that life has a second chance. Or not even life, God has a second chance. The God of impossibilities will always come through for you. Yeah, so me personally, what I've learned from this story is that, like I had mentioned earlier on, I should be ready for anything at any time. And also, if you are working, please try as much as possible to save, or try as much as possible to have a plan B, maybe like a small business. I know to some point life can be challenging. There are people who are working and they're not able to save due to some problems, maybe sickness, maybe family, maybe a lot of things actually. Yes, so if you find yourself in such a situation, try. I know it can be hard. I've been there, by the way. I've been in a situation whereby you're earning, you're employed, but you don't have money. Like, the moment you get money like this, everything, it vanishes. Like, you get your salary like today, like right now, the next day you don't have it. And not like you're being extravagant, not like you're being you're putting yourself or in a high-end life, not like you're giving yourself that high-end life that you most of the people want. No, but because money is being taken by things that you cannot avoid. Let me ask, can you avoid sickness? Can you call sickness? You can't. But when it comes, definitely it will take money, because like I mentioned, you'll need to pay bills. You'll need to take someone to the hospital, maybe your kid, maybe your parent, relative, you see all that. Yeah, so I don't know what you've learned about this story, but I hope you have learned something out of this story. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had to start your life from zero? How did you survive? I mean, you lost your job, maybe you had a contract, it ended. How did you survive? Mostly in Nairobi, I know there's someone who is still going through the same thing. Maybe they just lost their job today and they need to know how they're going to survive the next 2-3 days. And maybe the other thing I can also advise people, if you've lost your job, just continue to make friends. Try to speak to as many people as possible in your contacts. Try to look for casual jobs. Try to, like jitume, like go out there and look for something. I know, by the way, the way I'm saying, it looks easy, but it's not easy. By the way, let me tell you guys, it looks easy, but it's not easy. Yes, anyway, that was it for this video, and I hope that you have learned something. And why not see you in the next anonymous Kenyan story stroke Confessions of the Heart by Alice Emmy. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Leave a comment and tell me where are you watching from, and please engage on this video and tell us if your friend, maybe it's not you, if there are people who are lucky, they have never lost jobs, they always have money, they have never been in such a situation. And maybe it could be a friend, it could be a relative. How did they survive and how did they manage to maneuver with life? Because like I mentioned earlier on, like at this point, money, how many times have I called you? Money, how many times have I called you? Everything is money. Anyway, see you.